Hello everyone, my name is Paul. I work for a company called Micrographics in Cape Town, South Africa. We are an Autodesk reseller, and today I'd like to focus our attention on the Autodesk Construction Cloud Docs module, specifically a workflow around specifications. Specifically today I'm looking at specifications in the South African national standards. It's a SANS standard. I envisage the workflow to work as follows. In our work in progress silo, I have a standards organizations classification or role classification, and within that I've got a team that I created just to store any South African national standards documentation that I am putting together for the project. What I have done here is to grant myself access only to certain folders. So the workflow basically looks between the work in progress standards organizations SAN folder. Here are the documents that I'd like to include in a specification, and first I want to put them into a shared folder. And when I do that, I want to transform the revision, possibly the status code. Now, in this case, because the work in progress folder is often used to share packages, the protocol which I've rolled out across the platform states that the work in progress folder shall have the correct status and revision by default. Right? But the nice thing about a review as opposed to sharing of a package is that you can actually change the status code if needs be. And so basically what we're doing over here is we're creating a review. And if you look at the folder name DZSSAN, I want to submit for review for that folder. D.ZSSAN. I'll give it the same name as well, D.ZS.SAN. Today's date 2024. 5.09. There's 24 files, and I don't need to put a note there, I'm just submitting. Alright, I've got to notify reviewers myself in this case, not notifying anybody else, sending that review through. I'll get an email notification of that. I'm just going to go straight to reviews, open the open review, start the review, and I'm going to accept everything here after theoretically inspecting every document and approving every document after that. So we'll return to this as soon as that's done. Alright, so once you've done the due diligence on your review, you can submit that. And that will now be copied into the correct folder as per the review workflow. So that will go from work in progress through into our shared folder. You can see it's updating over there with the latest versions, uploaded 12.16, and it's running through all the documents, updating all the documents. Right, in this case now, we would like to pass the information through into our partial reviewed folder. So that's where the client still has to have a look at that. So I just need to grab this name of the folder, and within this I'll select those, submit for review, and then choose A01ZS SAN B0. I'll give it the same name. Today's date. Submit. So we're going to go through the same process as we did before, accepting that into the new folder. Right, so you can see the review that's waiting for me. You can start the review. And what we need to remember now is that we need to change some of our information. If we validate our files, we'll be changing the status code to B0. We'll carry on after they've all been done. Alright, so here we can see we've changed the status code to B0. And the revision code to C01. And we'll accept the documents with the amended metadata. Right, there we submit for review. That will now copy into our published folder. And then from partially complete, we would then submit it for review into stage completes. Stage A0, that is stage 0 complete. I'll give it a name. And submit. Right, so now we're going to move it into the stage complete folder, and from there on we will create the specification in the next video. All right, let's quickly finish the review. We'll have to change the status, and the person to review this will be the client. Okay, so over here we can see that if the files are selected, you can choose to export them. Otherwise you can first send them through the review. Start the review. We can validate the files, just like before, change the status. Run through them all. And then when we're done with that, we'll continue with the video. Okay, so after you've validated the files and approved them, then you can submit them for the final review going into stage complete. That would of course be as the client. In the next video, we'll look at how we are going to use these published and approved reviewed files to create a specification.